Well, good morning and welcome to Around the World in 274 days. We put into Barcelona this morning and we are now at Montserrat. We'll see the Basilica here, which is built among these incredible mountain peaks. Santa Maria de Montserrat is an abbey of the Order of the Saint Benedict, which is located in the mountains of Montserrat in Spain. It is notable for enshrining the image of the Virgin of Montserrat. The monastery that is here was founded in 1025 and rebuilt in the 19th and the 20th centuries. And there's about 70 to 80 monks that still work here, and it's still an operating abbey. The construction of the basilica, which is next to the abbey, began in the 16th century, and its completed reconstruction began in 1811 after being destroyed in a war. In 1881, the Pope granted its status as a minor basilica, and the patron saint of this area is the Virgin of Montserrat, and it was an image that was found in a cave, and it is called the Black Mary, or Virgin, because of the soot from the candles that were surrounding the image for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so it is placed up there on the right up there where the light is, and I'll see if I can zoom in with my camera a little bit and get a picture of it. That's as close in as I could get. The monastery and abbey and the basilica are beautiful, and again they're nestled in this beautiful mountain range. Montserrat means serrated mountain edge, and that's exactly what it is. So tell everybody where we're at.
Parc Güell in Barcelona.
And it's this architect that designed this whole place, and it bombed.
Yes.
But it was interesting. Parc Güell was envisioned by a gentleman named Güell, who hired Antonio Gaudí, who was a famous architect, to design this community. And Gaudí used really developed his unique style of using natural forms and creating strict columns, inclining columns, to create more of a natural look that he'd use later in life. But they envisioned this community using Gaudí's incredibly artistic mind to create what they thought would be a community of fairly wealthy people that would live in this unique environment. Unfortunately, it was a flop. Nobody bought anything. This centerpiece here was supposed to be like the community center. It was going to be a market and also a place to meet and to be entertained with one another. But again, the whole complex kind of flopped. But if you look at the architecture, you can see some very unique gaudy ideas that were in here. Above this community center is a giant open field area, and all the water drains down through these columns into a large holding tank down below, which would store the water for future use. But just kind of take a look at some of these unique pictures I took. Last stop of the day is probably the most well-known edifices within Barcelona, and that is the Temple of Sagrada Família, or in other words, it's the Temple of the Holy Family. And it was really kind of envisioned this would be a monument to Joseph, the stepfather of Jesus. After leaving the Parc Güell community that we just talked about, this is where Gaudí really focused the rest of his life's work on, and where most of the cathedrals that we have seen in basilicas throughout Europe have individual chapels inside and different thrones and artwork and sculptures all on the inside. On this one, they're all on the outside, and it is really quite a spectacular thing. This side here is the part that Gaudí really designed. It was only about 30% complete when he was killed. He was run over by a streetcar. But the construction still goes on. It is still continuing, and they anticipate there'll be another 10 years before the basilica is totally completed. Okay, this is the Sacred Family Basilica, Basilica of the Sacred Family, the big one in Barcelona. And you can see the columns. Those are representing trees, and as they go up, there's the branches and the leaves, and there was what's supporting the ceiling. Where most cathedrals, basilicas, have a lot of artwork on the inside that tell the story. The story on this is on the outside. That being said, the inside is really still spectacular, particularly the stained glass windows and the light that comes through. We had the opportunity to go through the basilica in the late afternoon, and as the sun got lower and lower, the light coming through the stained glass became more and more reflective on the stone structure. It was really quite spectacular. This was supposed to be a temple totally built by the donations of individuals. So relying slowly on private donations, the construction progressed slowly. It was interrupted by the Spanish Civil War, and in 1936, anarchists from the FAI set fire to the crypt and broke their way into the workshop, partially destroying Gaudí's original plans. And so that slowed things down too. But it has since picked up pace. The number of tourists that come to it has almost guaranteed continual funding. And like I said, construction will continue for the next 10 years till it's completed. As I mentioned earlier, the light coming through during the late afternoon sun was just magnificent. We did get the opportunity to take an elevator up to the top of one of the spires, and then to look out, it's one of the lower spires, and then look out from halfway up at the town below, and also the continuing spires up above us was an incredible sight. And then we had to walk all the way down, And at first it's just this narrow, winding, or just circular stairs going down, very narrow, and kind of not quite sure what the word is, but it was I thought, man, people who had to go up and down this thing in the old days must have really gotten in good shape. To orient just a little bit, that is the Tree of Life that is on the outside of the cathedral, and again you can see we're quite a ways up still, and there is absolutely no room really to carry much besides just yourself up and down through this narrow passageway. But we eventually got to something that was quite interesting. I'll show you that in just a minute. And now we get to the spiral staircase. Goes down a long way. This is the longest spiral staircase I have ever been on in my entire life. It just goes on and on and on. And this video has been speeded up. As we continue to go down the spiral staircase, let me tell you a little bit about the facade. It was designed to have three grand facades: the Nativity facade, which was on the east, the Passion facade to the west, and the Glory facade to the south. And as you look at some of the architecture or the sculptures on the pictures I've included, you can see different stories from the Bible and different periods of Christ's life shown in them. After descending that staircase, it felt good to step out into the main hall, and again back into the beautiful light that was being cast into the church from the stained glass windows. This is the Passion facade, which is a lot plainer than the Nativity facade, but still absolutely fascinating if you can take the time to look at each of the individual scenes. The Glory facade is still in the process of being built, and I'm sure will be quite spectacular. If you enjoyed our little tour of Barcelona and our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel Around the World in 274 Days. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching.